Hello.
Hello.
Hi, everyone. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. Yep. Are you there? Maybe not. Okay. Yep. Can you hear us? Okay, okay. All right. So, assignment. I received two. Well, I haven't received from Ngọc, I believe. I received from Tuchan. Right?
Yes.
All right.
Before we start the review of the assignment, can you back to the exercise?
Which exercise?
Yep. Exercise 2 about the completed sentence with some add-on adverb.
Wait. Yeah. Just 1 second. Hold on.
Uh,
Yeah, I got.
that's one. I have three sentences cannot complete, but I cannot view the answer. So you
I
check the
see.
answer.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
okay if you didn't do all of them. You're still fine. Don't worry. Let me try to share my screen. Sorry. Let me see where we are. We had some problem with the website, so I just had to deal with the hosting, and it just came back to life. So if Ngọc, you wanted to submit your assignment and you couldn't, that was the problem, but it's solved now, so it should work. Okay, so I'm trying to share. Here we are. Okay, and we are unit 3, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. So which one? The exercise 2?
Write a complete sentence.
Write complete sentences, right?
Yep.
Okay, 1 second. Let me arrange my windows. Okay, so here, which one you had problem with?
The 2 and the 4 and the 5. 2, 4, 5.
2, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a lot. So let's see. Nope, have you done this? Nope. Yeah. Did you have problem with them or it was okay for you? Okay, so while we're waiting for you, let me show in big. Okay, so what would be this one? Okay, so you would say what I want to do is then, yeah, I know you haven't submitted. Alternative to existing booking procedures. Okay, so let me check. Oh, check. So this is the right answer. Tuichan.
Okay. I have the 2 before the present.
What? To where?
What I want to do is to present alternative and it's
Yeah.
highlight.
Yeah. Okay. I see.
Yeah.
So, what I want to do is to present on two exist. Yeah, you could say it. Yeah, but if we only have 1, 2, like
Yeah.
present optimistic existing. So this is definitely we need these two.
Yeah.
Okay, but here we don't necessarily need. Okay, so so that's why. Don't worry about it. Okay, so based on this, you could try to do the rest, but you already submitted it, so maybe you cannot do it anymore. So yes.
Actually, I think that I just try one or two work in the answer, so just recheck it only.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, the
All
the
right.
three man say correct is my arm is to show you how to cut cost in IT support, and it's correct.
My aim, not I,
And yeah,
to
my
show
aim
you how to cut
cut cost.
costs in IT support. Okay, let's check.
And the far is
You see, even a
the
mistake here is still fine.
yeah.
So a few small mistakes are allowed. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let me read in the far and the five. The far is the objective of my presentation is to give you an overview of the British job market.
Okay. Let me see. The
Objective of my presentation
is
is to give you an overview of the British job market.
okay, let's check. Ah, okay. Yeah, it might be a mistake from me. Because that's the correct one. I was looking like why would it be wrong? But this probably a mistake from me. Okay, so just this is a correct sentence what you told me, so just accept that's a correct one. Okay.
Okay. And the five our goal is to determine sales target.
Determine. Our goal.
Our goal is determine
Determine.
determine
Determine.
sales determine is to determine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sales target for the next year.
Okay. You're missing 1 hour. We have one here and
Uh,
one here.
yeah.
So you need hour here. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So again, it might be my mistake here for next
Okay.
year, not the next year. Sorry. Yeah. There's no that.
Okay. That and
Yeah.
this I
You need
have that the
Yeah, the
okay.
hour. Yeah, this is a little bit tricky when you have to type it. That's why I left it for homework. Okay. So so the assignment was to create the outline of the main part of the presentation and try to use signposting. Okay, so Tuichan, you already submitted yours, so you will share. Okay.
Okay.
Let me stop sharing.
Let me open the file first.
Yeah, okay, I will stop sharing. And today we have an interesting topic. It's one of my favorite topics about presentation is how to be more confident. Okay, very good. Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. So
So
F5. or slideshow and present. Yeah.
So we start the presentation. Not waiting anyone.
No, we're not waiting. No.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for being here today. I'm Thủy Trần, principal engineer in software development industry. Today, we will explore how the microservice can help your organization achieve the richer agility and faster innovation and improve the scalability. So, how many of you will heard about the term microservices and why they will be matter to you? Uh, in the life, you will say that the microservices enable faster innovation, effortless scaling, personalized experience, reduce downtime, and greater business flexibility. So by the end of today, you will see how data transforms into your business industry. Okay, and let's move to the next slide. Here is our agenda today. First thing, we will start by explain what are microservices, what microservices are, and then we will discuss how they can benefit our business. And after that, I will provide you some real work example from companies and organizations around the world that you may know. And finally, I will cover some challenge and the solution and the pros and the cons of the solution. Mm, so the first thing is what are microservices, and this is explanation. Just skip. And as I said before, with microservices, your team can deliver feature faster, scale only on what is scaling. Mean that it dependent and choose the right tool for the each job. So this means that you will have more flexibility on how we respond to the market change and customer needs. And this on for the microservice definition, and let's move to how the companies and organizations outside the world, outside there, will get the benefits from what I said earlier. So this is the end of the story of the story from the viewer. So the company name sound familiar for you. So the question is, how did they apply the microservices? Did they face any challenging or any problem or anything? We will move to the next item, the challenge and how to overcome it. And we all went through the challenge of the microservices, the solution, the pros and the cons. And so what is the microservice mean for us? As you can see so far, Microservice, as I said before, offer us ability to innovate faster, less downtime, scale efficiently, and provide the customer with better experience. Even if one of the service is going down, the rest of the system to stay up, and it brings more the higher availability to the customer. And yeah, so this is the end of session. Do you need me to complete the last slide?
No need, no need. You actually went into a little too much detail. You don't need to do that much, okay? But all right, good job. Thank you very much. Well done. Hello, V.
Hello, Stephen.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good. All right, very good. So V, you also submitted yours, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I see. I skipped mine today. Not prepared well. Trời ơi. Okay.
Well, because Teacher has a wonderful presentation.
Yeah. That's okay. That's okay.
No, the generative AI helped me to complete the slide.
Yeah, of course. We use AI all the time. No need to be. Don't worry about it. Like we can use it. So V, you want to give it a try?
No, I don't want.
Oh, okay. You're a little bit shy. Okay. All right. So let's move on to our next unit. Okay. Let me share again my screen. So no, until you submit your presentation, you cannot access unit 4. So you can do it if you've done it already, or just follow what we have on the screen. Okay. So Ngop is on the bus on the way home, so that's why she's just with us in the chat. Okay. All right. So today, one of my favorite topic for presentations. I will zoom in. Can you see my screen well?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Okay. So we're going to talk about presenting with confidence. Okay. So this is maybe V, this is for you today. So don't feel shy. Okay. There will be some exercises which we might just jump through, but let's start with the first one. So Tuichan, can you read this one?
It's enough what you say, it's how you say it.
Yeah, what does this mean? What do you think?
It means that the way you say you tell the content is important, not the content.
Yes. Yeah, right. The way you say it, it's more important. How can we see this? Where can we see this?
The first thing that you should know very well about the area you will present. And the second thing is you should know what you should say.
Yeah, that's correct. Very good. Hold on just 1 second. I need to zoom out. Reset the zoom, and if I zoom in. Yeah, I zoomed in with the wrong button. Sorry. Okay, so now this should be okay. Yes, yeah, but look at like dogs, right? Or kids. It's like, today we go to the I don't know, the dentist, and the kid will, yeah. Not what you say, it's like how you say it. You can see. So people get excited from the way we presenting ourselves, right? So if you have very important things to say, but you don't say the right way, what will happen? V?
Again, Stephen, I'm sorry.
So if you have like important things to say, but you don't know how to express yourself,
Yes.
what will happen?
That make the audience confused, or yeah,
or they just cannot follow.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe they miss it. Maybe you say very important things, but maybe you didn't catch their attention.
Yes.
And and they just skip over it, right? Okay, so so we're going to talk a little bit about body language, okay? Just a little, not too much. We talk about handling difficult situations, but it's not about handling difficult questions, okay? That will be at the end of our whole course when we talk about the Q&A, and then when people ask you very difficult questions, what can you do, okay? Or if you are in difficult, like they try to be aggressive with you, they try to attack you, what can you do? So that's coming later. So today, just difficult situations and some tips how to present, okay? Now, just a reminder, we are at Unit 4. So next week, we reach halfway, which means you will need to prepare your own presentation, okay? At least the first part of it. So you actually have to prepare the content as well. So you could use some of these tips, okay? So go back to the previous materials, and when you prepare, try to apply as many ideas as you can. All right, so this was, there's a quiz here for us, okay? Look at the 7 questions, okay? And you can do the quiz on your computer. So I will give you a few seconds to complete. It's not very difficult. And when you're done, please type in the chat that you finished, or you can just say you finished. Okay, if you're not sure where we are, I will send you in the chat as well. This is what we are doing now. No, I think you don't have access to this yet, right? I will just message her. Okay. Okay, good. All right, very good. So let's have a look at our questions, okay? There could be more than one answers, but I only can accept one. So I will choose the best one. So let's see the first one. How should you stand? V.
I chose B.
B.
Straight but relaxed.
Straight but relaxed. How about Tuichan?
Yeah, I choose B too.
Yes, correct. Yeah. Also, knees unlocked. What does it mean?
Knee.
So when your knees are locked, like you stand like you are in the army. You know, like this, like very, very. So knees unlocked, like your legs a little bit apart. Okay, you're not touching the legs, like a little bit apart. So same thing, relax. Yeah, relax, stand is the best thing. Okay, number 2, Tuichan, what should you do with your hands?
Keep the hands by your side.
By your side, yes, correct.
See.
What about put hands on the hips? How does that look?
Very angry.
Yeah, angry, aggressive. Yes. And what about in your pocket, V?
Not polite.
Yeah, maybe not professional.
Yes.
But I digress. I think some people can give this a very confident look, even if one hand is in the pocket. Usually two hand is too much, but nowadays we accept one hand sometimes. Okay, so one hand in pocket. Let's see. Okay, so if you look at, yeah, so look at these gentlemen, right? He doesn't look shy or not confident, right? He still looks confident. So depends how you perceive yourself. This one also looks friendly, right? That doesn't look like he's hiding something. So if your whole body language it works, then it works. But you're ladies, so for ladies, no pocket. Okay, so unfortunately for men can get away with this one, but ladies maybe cannot. Okay, how can you emphasize something? No, would you like to try to answer this one? You can write it in the chat. You can just write A, B, or C. Yeah, wait 5 more seconds and then I will ask others. Okay, we have B. She says B. Move or lean forward to show that something is important. What do you think, Tuichan? V?
I think C.
I chose B, and that was a wrong answer. I
Okay.
chose the same one as Ngọc.
Yes. Okay, so C and B both could be correct. Like, unfortunately, I can only choose one correct answer for this one. So that's why I had to choose the most correct. So a pointer to draw attention to important facts. If you don't have that, you can use your hand to signal. But like, it's like, as you can see on this slide, right? So to show, move the attention away from you to what you're talking about. Okay, move or lean forward to show that something is important is like, now we are talking about, like, it is also okay, but maybe C would be a little bit better in this case. Both are correct, actually. Okay, what should you do when you feel nervous, Tuichan?
Hold a pen or cast in your hands.
Yes, very good. What happens with B and C? If you do that, how does it look? V, what do you think?
I again chose wrong.
Okay. Which one did you choose? Walk back and forth?
Yeah.
Look at the flip chart or screen.
Yeah.
Oh, why? You must look at your audience. If you don't look at the audience, Tuichan, what's the problem there?
If we don't look at them, then we will don't have the eye contact and the connection between our audience.
Yes.
And you cannot feel that how they think or how they feel it.
Yes.
Sometimes I talk so fast, or sometimes the information is difficult to understand, and they feel that, oh, that's so boring.
Yes.
On the face.
Yes, correct. Yes, exactly. Yes, it's you look nervous if you don't look at people, like you're looking down, you're scared of them, right? You must look at people. I'm sorry, you have to look at people when you talk to them. Okay, walking back and forth. Can you walk on the stage?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah,
Yes.
you can. Yeah, but most of the time, maybe you shouldn't. Right? Depends on how relaxed you feel. If you feel confident, you can walk up and down. That's okay. But if you do that, it can be distracting. If you do too much movement, so sometimes better considering just staying in one place, especially if you have to control the slides from your laptop, right? Because then you're like, okay, now I'm here, press the button, you walk away, oh, and then you run back and then press the so that would be a little bit of a problem. All right, let's see, next one, number 5. How should you keep eye contact with the audience? Lee.
Are you asking me, Steve?
Yes, you're me, right?
C.
See, you sure?
Yeah, spread attention around the audience.
Yeah, spread, like look at everybody. Actually, you don't actually have to look at people. Just pretend you're looking at them. Okay, I do this all the time. If I'm talking about, like, if I teach a class and there are maybe 40 people, I don't want to look at them. It's distracting me from what I'm talking about. So unless I'm addressing someone, what I do is I look above their heads, like I look over them, or not try to focus on them, because if I look at them, maybe they do something and it will distract me. So I personally don't necessarily. But if you have a smaller group, of course, yeah, you have to kind of keep looking at people, right? So just to get everything. So if you do make eye contact with each individual often, like that can be a little bit scary. Okay.
Yeah.
Or if you choose them in the individual and look at them as often as possible, they think they are in trouble. Right? You always look at one person like, huh, huh, huh. Okay. Ngọc, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm
Yeah,
here.
okay, cool. Welcome. So how fast should you speak? No.
Yeah, see, faster than in the normal conversation.
You sure?
Yes, I'm sure because in the normal, I often to talk very fast.
And you want to even speak faster than that?
No, I want to try to speak slowly and just the normal, not the very fast, not the faster.
So A. The answer is A.
A.
Yeah, about
20%
20% more slowly than normal.
slowly than normal.
Yes, you need to speak slower than normal.
Ah, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I thought you were joking. Okay, so Tui-chan, this is actually my comment to your presentation today. You were too fast.
Too fast.
Yes,
Yeah.
you were too fast. It was a technical presentation, which is generally harder to follow anyway. And also you were maybe even faster than your normal. Okay.
Yeah. And sometimes I talk so fast that I don't know what to say.
I know, I understand that.
Yeah.
But this was
Right.
my comment, actually,
Yeah.
that I will, when I send you their feedback, I will also mention there. Okay, I didn't want to mention separately. Okay, so how should you express enthusiasm, right? When you're enthusiastic, you're excited. Tui-chan.
I will by raising voice level.
Raising voice level. Okay, or
Making hand or arm gesture.
yes, yeah, correct. So A and C both are correct.
Yeah.
Okay, if you do waving arms, that's good, but not at this stage, right? It's good at the party. Okay, so simple body language. Okay, we don't have a presentation body language long process about this, but I am actually thinking maybe we will do a kind of like a workshop where people can come, and then we will talk about this body language is a separate thing, maybe over a weekend or something, outside of this course, because some people have a lot of experience with presenting, but they still don't feel confident. And we can practice like body language and voice and everything. Okay, a voice we can do here, body language not so much, especially online presentations, not much body language you can do. So this is if you need to present in person. Okay, so question, no, please read the first part for us.
Just the reading.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah. Yeah. In the 1960s, Dr. Albert Mehrabian, an eminent behavioral psychologist, studied the impact of communication and concluded that human communication can be broken down into 3 distinctive areas.
Very good. So there are, when we talk about human communication, we have 3 parts. You can see here, body language, spoken words, and the tone of voice. Okay, now before we go to the next slide, guess how much percent? They're together 100%. How many percent is body language, voice, and words? Okay, guess it, write it in the chat. So you one message. So you will say like body language, voice, and words. Okay, so maybe you say 33, and 34. Okay, so like, oh, sorry, sent to. Okay, so like this. Okay, write down your answer like I did in the chat. So altogether must be 100%.
Communication.
Okay, so 40, 40, 20 for you. 20, 40, 40. Okay, 30, 60, 10. Okay. Oh, okay. So Tuichan says 10% only the words, what we say.
Just the IT.
She's IT. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is the sign, no?
Okay, all right. Nyop says 20% the words. The words are the least important. And V says 20% is the body language. So body language is the least important. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So actually, the words is only 7%.
I think correct.
Oh, yeah, I think correct. Yeah.
I think correct. Yes, body language is more than half. Tone of voice, 38%. Okay, then let's talk about what does it mean, and then I will give you an example. Okay. So spoken words. Tuichan, can you read what are these? What does it mean?
Spoken word and the vocabulary, phrase and sentence mean the content.
Phrases and sentences.
It's the group of the words and just the group of the words to explain something.
Yes, correct. Okay, V, tone of voice.
Tone of voice, voice tone, modulation, pauses.
Pauses, yes. Okay. And now body language.
Yeah, body language, 55%, posture, gesture, and facial expressions.
You were correct first. Gesture.
Gesture.
Yeah, gesture.
Yeah, gesture.
All right. So yeah, so spoken words, we know this, right? The words you say, the phrases you say, and the sentences you say, right? Very simple. This is what we say. Tone. So voice tone, modulation, and pauses. So pause when you take a break. Okay, this is pause. Modulation and voice tone is your like intonation, your speed of speech. This is very important when and how you intonate. Do you work with Indians?
Yes.
Okay, V, do you?
Indian?
Yeah,
No.
Indian. No, lucky you. So nope, you also work with Indians. I know that.
Yeah, sorry.
You work with Indian people, right?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, I know. I heard about your colleague complaining that they cannot follow what they're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tui-chan, do you have the same problem?
I think that they sing a rap song.
So Indian language is actually very interesting. It's a very musical language. Okay, so they're like la 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 la. They speak like this, but the problem is they use the modulation wrong for English. In English, we emphasize words. In Vietnamese, you also have tone. You have 6 tones, like raising and falling and all these tones, right? 6 tones in Tiếng Viet.
Yeah.
No.
You don't know? You don't speak Vietnamese? I'm sorry. Okay, so you have 6 tones in Vietnamese, but the difference between English and Vietnamese, English also have tones, but in Vietnamese, the tones give different meaning
Yes.
of the
Exactly.
word.
Yeah.
Okay, completely different meaning of a word. If you just make a little change of your voice, it means different. And now it doesn't make any sense if you want to say a sentence. Tones in English. Okay, so English. Okay, they different meaning of the message or the context. The words don't change, but the different meaning. Okay, we will have some practice with this later, but this is important, very important, because it changes the complete meaning. I will give you an example, just a short one. This sentence. Okay.
Yeah.
If I say I didn't steal your money, what does it mean?
You is the tip.
No, I'm not.
No.
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 Somebody stole your money, but it wasn't me. I didn't steal your money. But if I say I didn't steal your money,
Mean
What?
you steal money of the others.
no, that would be I didn't steal your money. But if I say I didn't steal your money, it means maybe I stole your motorbike, but not your money.
Your money.
Okay, or I say I didn't steal your money. It's with me, I have your money, but I didn't steal it. I just borrowed it. So my intonation in English changes the meaning of the message.
Yeah.
But I'm not changing the word. Steal is still steal, or money is still money, and I is still I. It's just the message is different. It wasn't me who stole your money, or it wasn't your money I stole, or I didn't steal your money, I stole someone else's money, right? So I can change it with my voice. In Vietnamese, if I say steal with a different tone, maybe it's a completely different meaning, different word. And now it just doesn't make any sense in that sentence. So that's why now in Indian, we use this intonation in English to get your focus on the message, okay? To focus the listener. So usually we intonate verbs, nouns. These are the big ones we usually intonate, okay? Like, do you want to go to the bar, right? So I will help your brain to focus on the important part. Do you want to? That's not very important. You can just like, do you want to? It's quick, but go to the bar, right? Maybe go to the coffee shop or go to the restaurant. Like, so bar is the key information here. So I'm raising my voice and I'm slowing down my voice so you can focus on it. Now, Indians do this all the time without thinking. They're not trying to do that. This is just their language. And they would be like, do you want to go to the bar? Like so difficult because your brain is switching on and off and on and off from what to focus. So very difficult to listen to Indian speakers because of their language.
Yeah. Yes.
So, and body language, okay, super important, 55%. If someone walks in, your boss kicks the door, right? And just walks in and looks so angry. He doesn't say one word. He didn't say one word. He didn't use any voice. Can you tell how does he feel? Yeah, it's very clear. The message is very, very clear. We already know what is going to happen. Somebody will die, right? So this is the body language. Now, what is posture? Who can tell me what is posture? What does it mean? Okay, let's start with the first one. Facial expression. What is it?
The expression in your
Yeah.
face is a lot meaning. You can raise the left brow, the
Yeah.
eyebrow, or just
Yeah.
a little in your left face and right face, and it has a lot meaning.
Yeah, so your face, right? The body language
Yeah.
of face, facial expression, smiling or angry or frowning, right? Your mom looks like this, you know you're in trouble, right? Okay, what is gesture? Which body part you use for body language, for gesture?
Body,
Hand.
B?
Hand.
on body.
No, not all body, yeah, just a hand.
Mm.
Yeah, gesture, for example, right? Come here. Or sit down, or like come here, or here it is, or look there. Right? These are gestures. Okay, sit down, be quiet, right? These kind of things. Can't hear you, right? I'm using my hands. And posture is the whole body. Okay, how you hold your body. So if you're like, what is my body language? What does it say?
Too tired.
Yeah,
Too
tired.
boring.
Yeah.
Boring.
Yeah. Okay. So your whole posture tells a lot as well. Okay.
Posture and
Okay. Posture is your body, gesture is your hand, facial expression is your face. Okay. This is the biggest. You need to control it very well, and it will help you already make your presentation much better. Remember what I said? Doesn't matter what you say. They care about what they hear, how you say it, right? So focus on the voice, focus on the body, and the rest, of course, you need to speak clearly, right? You need to be able to hear, but slowing down will help with this. You can pronounce things better if you slow down a little, okay? So no rushing here. Okay, any questions about this?
No.
No. Okay, so some expressions, okay? We will have a lot of expressions today. This will also help you you can memorize this, but again, this is something, pick the one you like, okay? But in this case, I'm just showing you expressions with as.
Yeah.
Okay, so first one, let's see, ngọc.
Yeah, as you all know.
All right, Tuichan, next one.
As I already explained.
Okay, V.
As I mentioned before earlier.
Yes, no.
Yeah, as I pointed out in the first section.
All right, and Tuichan.
As you can see.
Very good. Okay, so we very often use this word as, right? In a presentation. As I mentioned before, as you can see on this slide, as I already explained earlier, as I pointed it out in the first section, right? As. Try getting used to using it because it's very common. Okay. All right. Now, exercise. This homework, okay, because this is very long sentences. Please don't hate me. Okay, because you have to add missing words when necessary, and you have to add this one as well. But when you have this, you don't have to add this part. Okay, this is just there for you to explain it. Okay, I give you the first one as a help. Okay, so for the first one, you would say as. You always have to start with as. Okay, this is the key point here.
Yeah.
Is as. Okay, so as I
mentioned
before.
Before.
Okay, so you don't need to say this. Okay.
Yeah.
Just a clarification. So if you see this in brackets, it means just easier for you to understand. Hello, Lam.
Hello, everyone. Sorry,
How are
I'm
you?
too late.
How are you?
Not good.
Not good.
It's okay, Lam, because you are at home and
Okay, so this will be like this, okay? So as I mentioned before, we have no budget for new software this year, okay? So you have as at the beginning. So if you see as is always the first one. And it will be as I mentioned before, or as you already know, okay? Just helping you a little bit. And then you say we, and then have, and then no budget for new software. And then this year, no need extra words between there, just, okay? Make sense? All right, okay, let me just check it. Correct, lucky. Okay, but this is homework. So moving on, exercise 2. Now this is what we're going to do. So a manager is updating her group on some problems they have been having with one of the company's product lines. Listen to the excerpt from her informal presentation. It will be informal, okay? So you can practice with the informal as well. And say whether the following sentences are true or false. If you're doing from home, I will play the audio for you because there's no audio for true or false. You can play it from here as well on your computer, but if you joined when you don't have access to this one, you will see this slide, okay? So decide true or false. Also get ready to correct it, okay? So pay attention of what the person is saying. And if it's false, you need to tell why is it false, okay? What would be the correct one? Make sense? Okay, so I'm gonna start playing. You can start filling out.
Thanks, Jim. Okay, as you probably know, we are currently having difficulties with our new men's cosmetics line. These problems lie chiefly with our main bottle supplier, but we are also having trouble with distribution. I'd like to quickly identify the problems and then make some suggestions on how we can deal with the consequences. So, let's start with our bottle supplier then. We've been having serious difficulties with GSG, which is our main plastic bottle supplier, regarding both quantity and quality. We don't understand why, but they don't seem to be able to supply the quantities we order from them. In addition, the quality of the material is so poor that we've had to return about 40% of the bottles. We've been trying to cope with these problems, the delays, the poor quality, all along, but so far we've not been able to find ways to prevent them from happening again. It's clear we can no longer continue to accept these conditions. Moreover, we're now getting ready for the Christmas season. If we don't solve our supply problems within the next 2 weeks, we'll run into serious trouble with respect to our Christmas business. Let's move on to distribution. Here, the problem lies with the van.
Okay, do I need to play it one more time or everybody got the answers? One more time or everyone got the answers?
yeah, one more time.
Okay, let's play it one more time.
Thanks, Jim. Okay, as you probably know, we are currently having difficulties with our new men's cosmetics line. These problems lie chiefly with our main bottle supplier, but we are also having trouble with distribution. I'd like to quickly identify the problems and then make some suggestions on how we can deal with the consequences. So, let's start with our bottle supplier then. We've been having serious difficulties with GSG, which is our main plastic bottle supplier, regarding both quantity and quality. We don't understand why, but they don't seem to be able to supply the quantities we order from them. In addition, the quality of the material is so poor that we've had to return about 40% of the bottles. We've been trying to cope with these problems, the delays, the poor quality, all along, but so far we've not been able to find ways to prevent them from happening again. It's clear we can no longer continue to accept these conditions. Moreover, we're now getting ready for the Christmas season. If we don't solve our supply problems within the next 2 weeks, we'll run into serious trouble with respect to our Christmas business. Let's move on to distribution. Here, the problem lies with...
Okay, so let's start with the first one. Mr. Lam, you came last, you say first.
Huh.
So please
I think that
Read the
number
whole.
number one is the right.
Yeah, you're
It's
correct.
true.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
please read the whole sentence.
Company is having problems with their new main cosmetics products.
Cosmetics.
Cosmetics.
Yeah. All right. So this is true. All right. Next one. Mr. Lam, you choose someone.
Mr. Phi.
Thank you, Mr. Lam.
V, please read number 2 and decide true or false.
Wait. The problems are in 3 areas: supply, distribution, and production.
True, false?
False. I chose false
Okay. Why?
because the problem is only on distribution. In distribution.
In distribution, is it correct? Others?
Yeah, I think just the supply and distribution.
Yes, it's supply and distribution. Yes. Yeah. Okay. V, you choose the next person.
Thúy Trần, please.
You have the longest.
Okay, this is true.
Can
She
you read?
identifies two problems in the area of supply. The plastic bottle supplier can deliver the quantity they need, and the quality of the bottle is full.
Okay. Yes, this is true. Okay. Next one. You choose, Tuichan.
It's not.
Yeah, they have had to return around 14 of the bottle.
14 what?
14% of the bottle. I
True?
don't know. I don't know. Just I think false.
False. Okay, it is false. What is the correct number? Who remembers?
40.
40.
40.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And now you can choose anyone who is Mr. Lam.
Yeah, just anh Long.
I think it's false.
All right. Can you read the whole thing?
They have to care the supply problem soon, or they have trouble with Faraday cells.
So what is the problem? I mean, what is the correct?
I don't hear clearly in the thought of the sentence, but I hear the season is the Christmas season, not the Father Day.
Yeah. Correct. It's Christmas, not Father's Day.
Yeah, Christmas
problems. All right, very good. Good job. So as you hear, this is one of the things we are going to talk about when you going to talk about difficult situations. Okay, so what happens here, you need, I don't know in your work, but sometimes you have to present bad things. Do you have to do that? When you have to talk about like some mistakes or some problems or and it's like a very sensitive topic.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, I believe so. V, how about you?
We have, I think so.
Yeah, all right. Tuichan?
Yes, we have.
Okay, so this is a difficult thing, right? When not everything is great, something goes wrong, but you still need to talk about it. So here are some of the things we use, okay, when you talk about these difficult problems.
Yeah.
So I highlighted the words, the verbs, what we use are phrases, okay? So you can see here, identify, clarify, deal with, cope with, tackle, solve, take care of, right? So these phrases will help. Now we of course have some more when you refer to other points and add some ideas. Okay, so plenty of things to talk about. So we go in order, all right? So Tuichan, you will be first, and then V, and then Ngọc, and then Mr. Lam. Okay, everyone says one sentence. All right, Ms. Tuichan, you start.
Yeah, I think we first need to identify the problem.
Identify.
Identify the problem.
All right. B.
Of course, we have to clarify a new point before we start.
A few points.
A few points.
All right. No.
Yeah, we will have to deal with the problem of increasing prices.
All right. And Lam. Number 4.
How shall we copy with unfair business practice?
Read again.
Cope.
Cope. Long O.
Cope.
Cope.
Yeah.
Cope. Yeah. All
Cope.
right. And also it's a question, so you have to bring it up. Okay. So how shall we cope with unfair business practices? Right? You have to bring it up at the end. Wanna try one more time, Mr. Lam?
How shall we cope with unfair business practices?
All right. Okay. Tuichan, next one.
The question is, why don't we tackle the distribution problems?
All right. Very good. B.
If we don't solve this problem now, we get into serious trouble soon.
Very good. And no.
Yeah, we will have to take care of this problem now.
All right. Very good. Okay. So in this one, choose whichever you feel confident with. I think many people know this taking care of a problem, right? So maybe you like that one. Solve a problem.
Yeah.
That is easy too. Tackle. Do we know what does it mean, tackle? It's a little bit like fighting. Okay, so
A little
tackle
bit
comes
fine.
from this in football, you see?
Yeah, no.
Like stop a problem, fight with a problem. That's tackling.
Yeah.
Okay, tackle. So tackle comes from there. If you are not comfortable, don't use it. Cope with, I think some people know this, but the more common one, maybe deal with. We have to deal with the problem. Okay, clarify, right? If something is not clear, right, you have to clarify it and identify the problem. Okay, so in this case, we don't know what is the problem. In the others, deal with, solve it, take care of, tackle, cope with. Sorry, identify is clarify. We don't know what is the problem. The others, we know what is the problem. We have to solve this problem. Okay, moving on. Mr. Lam, your turn. When you refer to other points.
I like to mention some critical points in connection with payment.
Or yes, very good. Or concerning payment. Yeah. All right. Yeah. In connection with payment, maybe that's not so common phrase, but concerning. Yeah, that's maybe more common. All right. Tuichan. There are?
Me?
Yes.
There are a few problems regarding the quality.
Yes. Okay. Regarding the quality, V.
With respect regard to prices, we need more details.
All right. And now the last one.
Yeah. According to the survey, our customers are unhappy with this product.
All right. Very good. So this is when you're talking about something else, right? It's maybe you had some problem with something and also with the payment or the quality, or you need to talk about the prices where we don't have enough detail about it, or you're talking about a survey referring to something, right? Okay, so you can add this, and this is very polite language. Okay, so this is a polite way of talking about it. And the last part, okay, when you add more ideas, Lam, first one.
In addition to this, I like to say that our IT business is going very well.
Very well, very good.
Very well.
Chan?
Moreover, there are other interesting facts that we should take a look at.
All right. V.
as well as that we can offer excellent conditions.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. Apart from being too expensive, this model is also too big.
Yes. All right. And Mr. Lam?
To increase sale, we need a new strategy plus more people.
Very good. Okay. So it's when you add something more. So maybe you talk about bad things, but you want to say something nice, right? So maybe you add to that, like, oh, actually, other part of the business is going well, or maybe there are some good things we learned about this, even though we're failing, or some other parts to make it a little bit softer, right? So you give bad news, and then it's like, actually, we do something well as well. Okay. All right. Any questions about the phrases? Anything you don't understand? No? Okay. So here is a simple one. This is the same. What you need to do, you have to use the correct form of the verbs from the boxes, okay? So don't listen. So we're not going to listen this, okay? Here are the words, but you have to use the correct form of the verbs, okay? What does it mean, correct form?
Simple past.
Maybe simple past, maybe other, right? So the first one, I will help you if anyone needs help with. Who thinks you know what is the right answer here?
We have.
Yeah, so we have difficulties, yes? But because we're saying currently, what tense do we use?
We and
À,
Have been.
Yes, okay? So be careful, sometimes can be a little bit tricky. Here you have to use not. Okay, so I mean some of these, but the opposite, like the negative part. Okay, I will leave this on the screen. Maybe it's easier to read this one. And when you're ready, please type in the chat you're ready. If you're ready, put in the chat your opinion. Okay, really good. Switch on, good. Okay, let's check the answer together. So let's see. Nhok, do you know number 2?
Yeah. Number 2. Identify.
Can you read the whole sentence?
I like to quickly identify the problem and then make some suggestion on how we can deal with the consequences.
Okay, all right. Mr. Lam, do you know number 3?
Number 3, we have been trained to tackle with the problem.
To which one? Sorry. Tackle?
Huh?
No.
Just solve.
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 Solve with the problem? No. Who knows the right one?
Có.
Because you have with.
Yeah, cope with. Yeah, okay. Cope with.
Okay,
Cope with the problems, the delays, the poor quality on along. But so far, we have not been able to find way to prevent them from happening again.
Very good. Okay, Tui-chan, number 4.
It's clear we can no longer continue to accept these conditions.
Very good. And V, number 5.
If we do not solve our supply problems within the next 2 weeks, I don't know. Anyone can help me?
Yeah. We
Will.
will tackle.
No, not tackle.
I chose tackle and it's wrong many times.
You're not tackling into. Yeah, Lam?
Run into.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
run
we will run into.
Okay, sorry, this will be short one.
That's
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, we'll run into. Okay, so sorry about that. Yeah, I have the short version of this. Okay, all right, good job. So moving on. Here is very simple. You just have to select the correct one. Okay, So you have 3 options, and then you choose the right one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Seven. Okay, fine.
Difficult?
No, we have 6 sentences, but the answer is 7.
7?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Okay, you finished.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Don't tell them why. But because every word counts. Okay, very good. Okay. Mr. Lam, ready too?
Yes.
Okay, so Lam, Mr. Lam, read the first one.
How are we going to deal with delivery problem?
All right. Tuichan, number 2.
I don't think we can cope with fewer people.
Okay, V.
We think it's important to identify the problems now.
Okay, no.
Yeah. Who will take care of our business client?
Okay, Lam.
We have been trying to solve the software problem.
And Tuichan.
Before we go on, let's clarify this question.
Okay, correct. Yeah. So the reason you have 7 points because this is 1 point, 1 point. Okay, so the next one, homework. Okay, what you need to do, you have to complete the sentences with words from the boxes. Okay, drag it in, but we will jump through this. 2 are extra. Okay, this is just for you to practice all these phrases. And this also, this you have to put the words in the right order to make expressions. Okay, same thing, type in, but there's no extra words here, so you just simply put the words in the right order. Okay, the homework. So, checklist for the main part. You remember we had the wise owl before, for the introduction. We have another checklist, and it's called best shot for the, you can see the first letters, for the main part. So when you prepare a presentation and you have at the beginning, right, remember the wise owl, and for the main part, remember best, right? So let's see each point one by one. Tuichan, please read number 1.
Please say young thing again.
Yes. Okay, so remember to talk about your topic, right? What you're talking about at that part of the presentation. Okay, V, number 2.
Explain your objectives.
Yes. Okay, so tell why you're going to talk about this part of the presentation. Nope.
Yeah. Signal the beginning of each part.
All right, so you have, if you plan like 3 parts, right? And then 3 subparts, tell always like, okay, now we're moving on to this point. Okay, Mr. Lam, number 4.
Talk about your topic.
Yeah, in that part. Okay, so the part of that topic. Okay, so which one? 5?
Signal the end of each part.
Yes. Okay, so number 4, you talk about everything you need to talk about, and then you tell this is the end of that part. V, number 6.
Highlight the main points.
Okay, so you need to highlight the main points you were talking about in number 4, right? So you finished. So you explain why you're talking about it. Then you're like, okay, let me talk about blah, blah, blah. Okay, blah, 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 blah. And then this is the end of blah, blah, blah. And this is what we're talking about in blah, blah, blah. Now, if it's a short one, you don't need to do this. but if it's a little bit longer one, it's better if you bring it back a little bit. So just one sentence. So in this section, we talked about the problems, okay? And then, yeah.
Yeah, outline the main ideas in the bullet point form.
Yes, right. Use bullet points. Very important. We will talk about this in another part of this course, how to present your information. But too much reading is never good. Okay, so it's easier for the readers if you have clear points. And Mr. Lam, number 8, sorry.
Tell listener your reach the end of the main part.
Yes. Okay. So remember, we have the beginning, the main part, and the end, right? The conclusion. Always tell, like, okay, at the end of the beginning, the introduction, you don't need to say you finished the introduction. You will just say, okay, let's talk about the topic. But the main part, you will say, this is the end of my presentation, blah, blah, and then conclusion. But that's another unit. Any question about this?
No.
No. Okay. So, presentation tips. Let's see, everyone will have one, okay? And we're going to talk about it a little. So, who wants to start first? I choose. Mr. Tuichan. Always the one who looks at the teacher, you know? All right, please read the first point.
Clear and simple structure. Remember that your audience will benefit most from a very clear and logical structure. Don't overload the audience and try to use simple language.
Okay, so many people want to use very high level of language. Oh, I need to speak very fancy words. But people don't understand that. People will sit there, it's like, what are they talking about? I had a colleague, a teacher, and he always liked to use very high vocabulary. And I remember me and my friend and another American teacher, we were having lunch with this teacher. He was from Scotland. And he was using this very high vocabulary. And we were like, what are you talking about? We don't understand you. Like, very difficult. So keep it simple, keep it clear, very important. Okay, Miss Tuichan, you choose who's next.
Okay, Miss Vy, can you now please next?
You Thủy Trân. Your introduction. Some experts say this is the most important part of your presentation. In the first few minutes, you can get your audience attention, build rapport, and create a positive impression.
Okay, so what does it mean, rapport? Connection. Yeah, like a close relationship. Okay, so in your introduction should be very good, because that's very important. It will help people relate to you. Okay, V, you choose.
Mr. Lam.
Yes, thank you. The next topic and objective. Clearly say what the topic and objective or purpose of your talk is. Repeat the topic and objective at some later time.
Okay, so always talk about it, right? Today we're talking about this, la 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 la. Help the audience to understand why are they there. Okay, Miss Ngo, you're the next one.
Yeah, okay. Side posting. Let the audience know at on time what you want to do and how you want to do it. This method is common in the American business world, so use it.
Okay, use it. Yes. Okay, so always tell, like, what you want to do, how you want to do it, where you are in the presentation, when you finish something, when you talk about something you talked before, when you will talk about something later. Okay, help the people to know where you are. This is very common in the Western style of presentation. Okay, now you choose next person.
Just Miss Thủy Trần.
Repeating new information. Always repeat new details. This helps your audience to remember them and ensures optimal flow of information.
Very good. Okay, so when you have some new information, keep repeating it. Okay, that helps people to understand and remember, especially if it's a very important information. Okay, who do you choose next?
So Miss Lee can.
Yes, summarizing points. At the end of each section, summarize the main facts to make sure everybody is following. Interaction with the audience. American audiences expect direct interaction. So treat them as individual. Show them that you care about their individual needs.
All right, to summarize and keep interacting with them, right? Very important. Okay, and who should be the last one, Miss V?
Miss Ngọc, please.
Yeah, presenter's role. The presenter is often considered as important as his or her topic, and the presenter's role is to make sure the presentation, even one on the dry topic, is interesting and entertaining. To achieve this goal, American presenters often use their personalities more and tend to be more enthusiastic than people from many other parts of the world.
Very good. Okay, so try to be entertaining, right? Try to be interesting. Try to use your voice, your body a little bit, not just stand there like a piece of tree and not doing anything. Try to be a little bit lively. Okay, especially when the topic is quite dry, it can help a lot for people to pay attention to you. Now, if it's not your style, that's okay too. You don't have to be like a stand-up comedy artist. Okay, you don't have to tell jokes or anything, but try to be more comfortable. And if you're comfortable, if you know what you're talking about, then this will come naturally. People can relate to you very easily. Okay, any questions about these? No
question.
No questions. Okay, all right, so here are some comprehension for you to answer at the end, not for today. You can do it just to review your unit and your homework. This assignment is a little bit tricky because what you need to do, you need to record yourself. Okay, video. Okay, so you're going to present a 5-minute presentation and you have to choose a difficult topic. Okay, not something easy. Imagine something. If you cannot think of a difficult topic, you can use AI, but try to think of something by yourself first, okay? About problems at your work, or you can give an example from your daily life, right? I mean, talking about your work, and record yourself with the camera. Now, what you're going to do is you send the recording, but we're not going to show it. Don't worry, okay? So you can wear pajamas or anything. What you need to do, you will watch your recording and submit your critique about your body language, your voice and vocabulary. And what do you think? How could you improve? You understand? You will do your own assessment. So when you submit as an assignment, what you will do is you have the recording, you watch it, for yourself, and in the assignment part, you will type what you would going to say. You understand? Like in my presentation, I noticed I was not looking at the audience. I should pay attention more. I also talked a little bit too fast. I should speak a little bit slower. So you record yourself 5 minutes, but you need to send it to me so I know you did it. Okay. And you also type what you were thinking you're going to fix, okay, what you need to change. And then we're going to talk about your suggestion. So this is what we're going to discuss with each other, okay, how you think you can improve. Do you understand?
You mean we have to record 5-minute presentation
Of
and
yourself, yes, video record.
I will watch by myself again.
Yes, correct.
And
Yeah. So
I put some comments.
yes, and you make your comments on yourself, correct.
Okay.
Okay, we're not going to share. I'm not going to share the video with anyone, so don't worry. You can be very natural. Okay, we're not going to watch each other's, but I will have the recording, so I know that you did it. And you type in the box. It's like, oh, these are the parts I should fix. Okay, makes sense. All right. I just want you to get used to. This is a very good way of presenting, okay, of how to improve. Now, if you want, and if you're familiar with PowerPoint, PowerPoint has a presentation coach. So when you present, you can also record with PowerPoint. And this presentation coach will tell you, you speak too slow, too fast, you are taking too long to talk, these kind of things. It's not going to talk about your body language, but it will tell a lot, okay? But you have to prepare a 5-minute long presentation as well. So it must be the presentation, okay? Okay. Is it clear for everyone? Clear. Okay, thank you. So you have the whole weekend, all right? So
Whole weekend.
you have the whole
You
weekend.
have, I don't have.
I don't have to.
Wait a second, wait. One moment. I would like to send this.
What is it?
No, I don't write.
You should cry. I cry for you. Okay, so like I said, it's getting harder and harder. So when you note at the beginning, you have to make a quick 30-second introduction. That was hard. Now this will be harder. Okay, but this is a good technique. You will get used to it watching yourself. First, if you never did this before, you will feel very silly. Like, oh my God, I'm so bad. Very good. Because you see yourself and then you're like, oh, okay, I didn't know I have these problems. People told me, but I never seen it. Now you will see it, okay? So please get used to recording yourself, and not just for me, when you present, and it's important. Okay, you can ask your wife or your friend or your cat to record yourself, okay? That's also okay. Or your mom. Mom is very good to record. Okay, but you must do it in English, yeah, that's also important.
Stephen.
Yes.
This is a full presentation.
No. Okay, it's a presentation, main part, okay, about a difficult topic.
Main part only.
Yeah, you don't need to share the PowerPoint. You need to present like you are talking about the PowerPoint. Okay, you need to share the video. This exercise is about to check your body language, your voice and vocabulary, talking about a difficult topic. So you need to use phrases from this part and the body language and the real voice, okay? But the PowerPoint, I don't care about it. So you don't have to prepare a PowerPoint. It's good that you prepare it because it will help you. So more practice, but I'm not checking your PowerPoint, but it should be done. Okay. I'm just checking the video. All right. If you the size of the video is limited. If your video is too long, please upload to YouTube, but don't make it public. Just make it private and share the link. Okay.
Oh.
It's probably easier because it might be 5 minutes with your phone. Maybe it's longer than the limit you can upload.
I think I will send you to you a Vietnamese record. Record in Vietnamese.
Okay. Okay. Very good. Fail. Instant fail. Okay. So that's it for us for today. If you have any questions, please ask Miss V. She understands everything. Yeah, leave me alone. I'm not here because I have my free weekend. Yeah, but I will be with you with my thoughts. Okay, I will think of all of you.
You also a good teacher.
I know. Okay, so have a nice evening and enjoy the rest of your week, especially this assignment. Okay. Goodbye. Bye bye.